rent free. Rent free. Rent free. Lives in your head rent free. Rent free. Rent free. Rent free. Lives in your head rent free.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is your main man, Tech Supreme, back with another episode of Rent Free Tech Supreme, episode 37. I'm pretty sure, not 100%, but I'm pretty sure I got the number right this time. Episode 37, Laissez, Bon Temp, Rouler. Happy Fat Tuesday. This is Fat Tuesday. We're going to talk about that in a second. Hope everyone is doing well. I am doing exceptional. It's been a crazy week. We had Mardi Gras, and we had a friend in town, Alexa and her puppy. We went to go see it in Tampa. She came in town for Mardi Gras. It was a great time. But we're going to talk about that in a minute. Let's just start the show now. Start it off right. One of the cool things that I've been doing, which I talked about the last episode, but it's been a few weeks since the last episode, is releasing music more consistently. I believe since the last episode, I've released 2 new songs. The second one being Meant to Be, which is just a super dope kind of electronic track with a really cool sample in it, a vocal sample. I fell in love with it, and I love how the whole thing came together. Definitely more on the electronic side, but I like showing that that versatility, right? Like, so I'm not just gonna just do hip hop tracks and whatnot. Like, I can do other genres, so I like showing that off. And the track I released last week was Night Terrors. And all right, so full disclosure, the purpose, the inspiration behind Night Terrors is another song that I heard on I think it was like an Instagram ad, and I did the research, find out who actually did the song. It was called Avs, Queen, is it Queen Avs? Pumpkin by Queen Avs, I think is the name of it. I really like that song. It was an instrumental track, and I didn't, of course, you don't want to, as a producer, you don't want to copy, but you can be inspired. And one thing I noticed about Pumpkin Queen by Avs is that it was written in 3/4 time signature. And I have never done a song in 3/4. Most music is consistently 4/4, like 1 2 3 4 2 3 4, 2 2 3 4 3 2 3 4 4 2 3 4. But 3/4, which is also called waltz, is 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. And I love that idea. And Night Terrors wasn't the first track that I did in that time signature. Leading up to it, I tried another track and it just didn't really work. Didn't really flow. But when I landed on Night Terrors, it was perfect. And I'm really happy about that one. Now, because the consistency is helping the growth of the Spotify, which is what I'm focused on. I started with 15 monthly listeners, and I think I'm now at 35. So I've already more than doubled my monthly listeners, which I think is dope. So we're going to keep it going. And I think this Friday, I have a new song coming out, which, if I can't remember the name of it right now, give me 1 second, because that's how bad sometimes, like, you're doing so many things that, like, you forget there's very simple things, and that's one of them. But Your Love, and I really like Your Love. That is full on future bass EDM, which I'm gonna after this release, I think I'm gonna go back to like something rap. But also, when you're making instrumentals, it's a little bit harder to do rap and hip hop and trap, like that genre of instrumental, because they're made to be songs. Like, for me, like, it's hard I can make an electronic song or even a lo-fi hip hop song or something. I can make it have more movements. And normally when I cook up something that I think an artist would be on, I structure it for that artist, which I strip down a lot of instruments, and I want to make sure that each part is definable: hook, verse, hook, verse, intro, outro. I want to make sure they're definable. With electronic music and making instrumentals, you want to make sure that the listener is having an easy ride through the whole thing. And for me, I think it causes a little bit more transitions than you normally would put in. So, like, that's why I haven't, out of the 4 I've done, only really one of them has been kind of hip hoppy. And that even to me wasn't hip hop. It was more like a K Tronada inspired. That was the first one, the other side. So anyway, I'm having a great time doing this. I'm going to keep doing it. I just got Ableton 12 on beta. I think anyone who has like Ableton 9, 10, 11 got the beta now. I'm going to delve into this after I do this Astro podcast. So super excited about that. If you get a chance, go search Tech Supreme wherever you listen to music. Apple, Tidal, Spotify, YouTube Music, and it's also on YouTube in video format. So super excited. I'm super humbled by how many people are listening to stuff and like giving me feedback, and I love it all and I appreciate it. And it gets me closer to who I believe I am, which is, like the music consistency is what I've been doing since I was like 15. So the years that I didn't, that's the deviation. So I'm happy where I am right now musically. Okay, next topic, moving right along. The wonderful Super Bowl was this past weekend, which, the Kansas City Chiefs won. And I have been rooting for Kansas City Chiefs ever since we kind of lost the Rams. Well, we lost the Rams. And I've been kind of rooting for them because around that time, it's probably been longer. But, Patrick Mahomes has been Patrick Mahomes. I don't understand the hate that Kansas City has for St. Louis and vice versa. If we're both Missouri, cities, we should probably not hate each other. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make sense. It's giving crabs in a barrel, which, the mentality in St. Louis has always been that. But, like, for us to hate each other now, like, we don't have a football team. There's another Missouri team that has a dynasty. Yeah, I'm going to root for that team. Just because, I don't know, like, it's the Kansas City and St. Louis, they're probably more alike than they're different. I mean, they're definitely different, but like, we're Midwest, we're in the same state, and we're both blue in a red state. There's no reason to hate each other. I think it's stupid. I got people in Kansas City, and I think they're fantastic. I've been to Kansas City a few times, not a ton of times. I've probably been to Chicago more, but I've liked Kansas City every time I've gone. I don't understand why I can't be a Chiefs fan. Well, to be honest with you, you can be whatever fucking fan you want to. Period. Like, there's people who are currently Jets fans. Like, you could be a fan of anything you want, Was I rooting for Chiefs the whole playoffs? Yeah, I was. But then I'm also the type of person who, like, Patrick Mahomes has cemented his legacy already, right? But I would have liked to see Lamar Jackson get a little further. And even I wouldn't have been mad if Brock Purdy would have got a chip, which would have been way too. It would have been a great story. So, like, that's how the NFL is. People say the NFL is scripted. Maybe. I don't think it is, because if that was the case, the person who makes $700,000 a year has a roommate and he's a rookie or a second year player and got last pick in the NFL draft, wins a Super Bowl. That's a great story. So, like, I don't know. And then the fact that everyone's all upset about Taylor Swift, and she only got 54 seconds of screen time, which it's Taylor Swift and she's dating a starter. I get it. That's crazy. So, like, I don't understand, like, all the discourse and this and that. It was a boring game the first half. Second half was fantastic. They basically, San Francisco kind of fumbled it by not putting away the Chiefs. You can't leave Patrick Mahomes time like that. You can't, like, the best way to beat Patrick Mahomes is to not let him be in the game. That means basically dominate, control the offense. They didn't do that. Then, like, the San Francisco players after the game embarrassingly said that they never even knew the overtime rules. That's such a failure on the staffing coach and the players. Know the rules. They very much should have kicked the ball to Kansas City and then responded, because now you have 3 downs and out, 3 downs and field goal, and now they have the opportunity to go 4 downs, because, like, now they know it's all or nothing. Like, if I don't get this at least field goal or this touchdown, it's all or nothing. So you put yourself in a bad position by A, not knowing the rules, B, not communicating the rules, and C, not executing defensively, which is what happened in overtime. But it was a hard-fought win. The scary thing is, I don't think Kansas City had a great team this year, which is even more alarming that they won the whole thing. They had a struggle season. But they know the pressure, and that's the organization knows the pressure. That's different. San Francisco, this organization, they haven't been there, right? Like, there are probably new people in position, but Kansas City, this is the third one in 5 years. And this is his 6th season. The first season he only played 1 game. It's crazy. Yeah. So shout out to Patrick Mahomes and the entire organization. Andy Reid, Travis Kelce. They're definitely trading Tony. That Tony guy, he's getting traded, and they're gonna have to shake it up a little bit. But I mean, the momentum they have and the energy they have, it's crazy. So I expect them to go well in the NFL for a few more years, especially because Kelce is coming back next year. If they didn't have Kelce, that would be a huge like morale dropper. But they do, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Moving on, Soulard Mardi Gras, my favorite. I literally, like, I know winter's coming. And every time it gets cold outside, I get excited for Mardi Gras. St. Louis Soulard Mardi gras, it's special, it's different, it's a good time. There's thousands upon thousands of people. The one thing that happened this year that I thought was interesting, well, let me talk with the flattering part. So, I launched It's All Cap about a year and a half ago, and it's been not as the easiest process, and I'm learning a lot about business and how I move in business, and I love the journey. And I looked up one during Mardi Gras, and every person around me, except for one person, had on an It's All Cap hat. And that was so flattering to see. I got a lot of good pictures because it was just so dope to see that level of support and love. And it's not even, it extends past buying a hat. It's these are the people they want to hang out with us, they want to kick it with us, and they want to have good times with us. And they're always so just caring and loving. It's such a wonderful group of people that I've met, and I met them all through Jack Nolan's, which is a bar restaurant in Soulard. And these are some really awesome people from all different walks of life. And they're so supportive, and there's no drama. It's a great group of people, and that's kind of who we're kicking it with all day Saturday at Soulard Mardi Gras. Until we went to this place called the Hi Hat, and the owner, he's so awesome. Patrick, the owner of Hi Hat, he's just a fantastic human being. He was when I walked up, he seems like he was kind of in a freak out mode. He had rented a stage and a little sound system. And I mean little sound system. I think it was just one speaker. And the people that were performing left, and they were supposed to be there till 5. They left after an hour. That's very, very hard to acquiesce to in the middle of being on Russel, which is literally if not the first, the second most popular street in Mardi Gras. I'm talking about that's where everyone congregates. So we have a golf cart, we drive it down. You can't drive your golf cart down 9th Street, and you can't drive it down Russell. That's how many people are out there. So he was he knows I do music, and he knows I've done entertainment stuff. So he's like, yo, can you hop on the mic and say something? Fuck, I don't know what to do. So I grab the mic and I start speaking, and I'm looking around, because that type of stuff doesn't bother me. I don't care about talking in front of people. I'm an introvert, and it does drain me a little bit, but I don't give a shit. It's just, I have a microphone, I have control. I'm going to say something. You really can't say anything back. So I got passed by that stage fright thing many years ago. And so I start talking, and I'm looking around, I'm talking to people in the crowd. I'm like, there's no music. I was like, hold on, y'all. I turned to Patrick. He's like, yo, I can run home, grab a cord, and I can play music off my cell phone. It'll be better than nothing. He was like, are you sure? I was like, dude, it's nothing. We live in the next neighborhood. I got the golf cart right around the corner. It's nothing. So I hop on the golf cart, get the thing, come back. I did do this. I did drive the golf cart through Russell to get back there, but I'm on a different mission. So everyone was pretty cool about it. No one cut eyes. Maybe a couple people cut eyes, but everyone was like, oh yeah, it's all good. So I get up there, and now the security and the kitchen, head kitchen guy, they are hosting now. They have the microphone, they're hosting. I'm plugging up my cell phone. I play songs off my Spotify for 2 hours. Now, the cool part is maybe 1 or 2 songs that may have lost a little momentum, but then I switched them out really fast because you got to read the crowd. So if I play a song that I think is going to work and it doesn't work, I'm going to get out of that song after the first verse. And then it's nothing ever happened almost. But yeah, the energy of the crowd was great for the entire 2 hours. People were dancing, twerking, having a good time. Ended up being on VOTP, which is Voice of the People News, which is this hood Instagram account that follows everything that happens in St. Louis, crime wise. But they were there and they were filming, and the next morning I saw that they had posted a scene of me playing Cardi B and people dancing and twerking. It was awesome. If I had my equipment, it would have it'd have been way better, but it was great now. The song selection was there. I was playing songs that I personally wouldn't know, normally listen to, but I knew it would work in that situation. The one thing that annoyed me is the request. Now I get it, I'm on a cell phone, but I still know how to DJ. I know how to blend songs, I know how to play crowds. I know how to DJ through and through. The only thing I'm not is a scratch master. I can scratch, but I know people who are fucking scratch masters. That's not me. So that would have been a better show if I'm blending records, but it was spot on great. But people just kept giving me requests. One person gave me a request. I looked at him, I looked at the crowd, and I said, fuck yes. I played it immediately because it made sense. 90% of requests do not make sense. It's something that you want to hear, sure, but is that going to work for the crowd? A young lady gave me a suggestion. that worked. It was a Travis Scott, and I never heard it, and I just wanted to hear some Travis Scott, so I was like, yeah, I'll play it, and it worked for sure. But most of the other suggestions, they just like, for one, I'm right behind the only speaker, so I can barely hear you, so that's annoying as fuck as is. And then it's just like, I'm not gonna stop what I'm doing and look up your song, and there's no reception. That was another challenging part. There was a point where like I'm sitting there standing and the music stops, and everyone looks at me, and I'm like, you see, I'm just standing here. It's because there's so many people that your cell phone will stop working. A lot of the songs I was playing, I already had saved on my phone. I don't, because through traveling and whatnot and flying, I'll offline songs or whatever, like certain playlists, and I just happen to have a lot of those on my phone. But that was the challenging part, was the reception part, and the request. But besides that, it was awesome. I turned to Patrick afterwards, like, next time, just hire me. Which, he probably won't. I don't know. But it'll be cool if he did. That's the second time I DJ'd in Mardi Gras. The first time was a few years ago at Jack Nolan's, which is the last time they actually had Mardi Gras open for Jack Nolan's. And I had hooked up DJ Epic to do the set through through relationships. They asked me if I knew someone. I said, yeah, I got a perfect guy. He brought Spontaneous Mix, who's an awesome DJ as well. And then they let me rock for an hour, which was fantastic. I killed that shit too. It got me in my DJ bag a little bit. I feel like maybe I should hop back on it. If you look over my right shoulder, my DJ equipment is right here. So like I stay current with my equipment, and I don't know. Maybe something I'm thinking about, especially now that I'm getting full swing ahead back into this music business here, and everything is going well in that regard. So maybe it's time to start sprinkling some DJ sets in there. We'll see. But anyway, happy Fat Tuesday. The name of this episode is I actually forgot how to Laissez, Les Pommes. Is it Les Pommes? Hold on a second. Yeah, Laissez, Bon Temp, Rouler. Laissez, Bon Temp, Rouler. Now I spent most of Friday figuring out how to say that, and I'm going to remember it one day completely. But that's the name of this episode because today's Fat Tuesday. Will I be celebrating Fat Tuesday? No, absolutely not. I might go get some Cajun food tonight with Erin, my wife, but I'm not drinking or anything like that. I need a break. It was a lot of fun this past weekend, but for me, like, if I have too many days of having fun like that with drinking, I have to not drink for a while. It fucks up my sleep cycle. It fucks up with your body. It fucks up with your biome. Drinking is cool. I'm not opposed to it, but I can't do it too much like other people. I get burnt out on it, and like I need breaks from it. So it won't be any like crazy Fat Tuesday celebrations for me, but we will get some Cajun food. That's my only plan. The worst part about all this, because you have Mardi Gras Friday, you have Super Bowl Sunday, you have Fat Tuesday, and then tomorrow's fucking Valentine's Day. Now, I'm fortunate enough that my wife knows I love her, and we love each other, and we don't have to do these commercial celebrations of our love. We don't need to do flowers and chocolates and this and that. So we're not going to be doing anything for Valentine's Day. I just feel like this month is flying by, and January didn't. And January was busy, but for some reason, we're already halfway through the shortest month of the year. But now, since it's a leap year, it's only a couple days short. But Valentine's Day is here. What the fuck? It's like I just looked up, and now it's here. And it's crazy. And then March, we have St. Patrick's Day, which is always a big deal for us. Shout out to some of my homies. I won't name them to blow up their spot, but they always invite me to do parades, the St. Patrick's Day parade, downtown and Dogtown, which I normally do. I have to make a hat ASAP to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. My last name is an Irish last name, so there is some Irish leniency there. Definitely the slave masters, which sucks, but it is what it is. So I'm looking forward to St. Patrick's Day next month. And I guess the way time is moving, it'll be here before I fucking know it. In other big news, Killer Mike won a Grammy last week, or about a week or so ago, for Best Rap Album. He won 3 altogether. Best Rap Album, Best Rap Performance for Scientists and Engineers, and another one that I can't remember right now. And shout out to Killer Mike. I have met Killer Mike. His best friend and tour DJ is someone I've known for many years from St. Louis. He's a great guy, DJ Trackstar The DJ. And it couldn't happen to a better person. Killer Mike is like one of the nicest celebrities I've ever had the opportunity to meet and talk to and hang out with. He's wished me happy birthday sometimes. Like it's surreal to know a legend like that. I listened to Killer Mike when I was in high school, like not high school, but college, like early college. I think that's when Whole World came out, and that verse was absolutely insane. He stole the show. his albums, Pledge Allegiance to the Grind, 1, 2, and 3. I became a big fan of SL Jones through him. Killer Mike has always been consistently just an amazing rapper, an amazing person. He gets involved. He uses his voice for the right reasons, and he gets a lot of flack, erroneously. But that's the type of like the world we live in, where like if he took a picture with someone and then people would get mad about that. Like people get mad about anything. They want to cancel you for anything, and he really is such a stand-up guy that like it's. I get angry when I see it. Like that's how good of a person he is. I'll never forget. I was in New Year's Eve reaction in Chicago, and the reason I was there because it was just a huge EDM festival, and that's what I was on. But I think this was the second year that I went. First year, the headliners was Dead Mouse and Skrillex, so that was crazy. And the next year, there was another headliner, but there's like multiple rooms. But in one particular room, the headliner was Run the Jewels, which obviously I'm gonna go. Like I have literally met them, went on tour with them. But the act before that was Cherub. With you, if you know me, you know that Cherub is one of my favorite bands. I've met them numerous times, and I was backstage talking to Jordan, which is the lead singer of Cherub, and I'm not sure if he remembers me or not. I think the year after that, he actually like walked up to me and talked to me, but I'm still not sure if he remembered me. But I'm standing there talking to him, and he's about to leave, walk out, and all of a sudden I hear, "Yo, Tech." And I'll turn around and it's Killer Mike. He's like, I would recognize those shoulders anywhere. And that was just such an awesome moment for me because, like, I'm a fan. Like, I'm a Killer Mike fan. One of the things that also is, like, super annoying about this is the young people, like, no one knows who he is. And there was, like, one guy in particular, and I don't know his name, and if I knew his name, I wouldn't say his name. He, got on, he's a white dude who does hip-hop reviews on TikTok. And he got on there talking about, no one knows who Killer Mike is. And, like, his whole entire audience said, what the fuck are you talking about, basically? Young people always have these outlandish opinions, and it's based off of ignorance. Now, when I say ignorance, meaning the lack of knowledge. If you're going to be a hip-hop reviewer, especially a white person in a predominantly black space, do your homework, do your research. It's not that hard to find out who Killer Mike is. You should already know who Killer Mike is if you do hip-hop. Otherwise, you're doing pop music. You're doing cookie-cutter shit. You're not doing real hip-hop. You're just not. So shout out to Killer Mike and that Grammy. It was pretty awesome. Moving on, and this is longer than I expected, this episode, but it's all good. You're still here. I'm still here. We're doing it. One thing that we started last week, was solo date night. So every now and again, I'm not gonna do once a week, maybe I go on a solo date night. Now the reason being is because when you live with someone, you coexist with someone, it's good. It's healthy to have time apart. It's healthy to not be under each other all the time. I have the luxury of working from home. I have my own companies. My wife has a job. So when she comes home, she wants to be home. When she comes home, I've been home all day. So that's one interesting dichotomy, right? Like I don't know the proper term, but sometimes there's a stretch of she comes home, I'm home, she's never alone. So she wanted some alone time. And I thought the perfect way to do that is for you to get your alone time and for me to get over, because I have a fear of going out by myself, is for me to go out by myself. Now, can I go to the movies by myself? I prefer it. I have movie tickets tomorrow to see Madam Web. I'm gonna talk about that last topic. But yeah, for the most part, I'm scared to go out to a bar or restaurant by myself. So this is helping me get past that, because it's healthy to do things by yourself. It's healthy to be alone. It's healthy to have alone time. And I also enjoy getting over this fear of mine. So we did it last week. It might have been the week before that we did it. It was fun. It was fine. It was really cute. She texted me and said she misses me, and I that made me happy. And I think I was talking to someone, and they saw that, and I said that, and she was like, "Oh, that's so sweet." But yeah, I like it. So I'm gonna keep trying to do it, and I'm only gonna go places that I feel comfortable in. Of course, like that would be stupid if I didn't. At least while I'm working on getting past this fear of going out alone. But it's really fun, and I advise you, if you're in a relationship, to maybe try to carve out some solo time, because that shit's healthy. Also, what's healthy was couple date night. One thing that me and my wife Erin did a couple of weeks ago was we went and got manicures and pedicures. Episode 36, I talked about getting my nails done. Now I got my feet and hands done, and I loved it 100%. Was I uncomfortable? Yes, I was the only man there. When I was in Tampa when we did it, I wasn't the only guy there. Guys were walking in. At this one, it was way more streamlined. It was way more people. It was just way more women, and I absolutely felt uncomfortable at first. But then they gave me a Bud Light, which I drank as they massaged my feet. I'm not ticklish, so it didn't bother me, and they fucking did my toes. It was fantastic. Now, did I almost bust my ass going from the pedicure chair to the manicure chair? I hope I said it the right way. From the toe chair to the hand chair, and they gave me the little slippers. Did I almost fall completely? Absolutely. That would have been mortifying. I caught myself, thank God. But that would have been a fucking embarrassing moment. But I left there thinking, or I even said to Aaron, like, oh, this is what y'all be doing all the time, getting pampered and getting, like, you know, getting your feet rubbed and shit and your legs rubbed. It was fantastic. It was very relaxing. It was a great date night. I think we went to dinner afterwards. It was a great night. So, men. Also, I didn't put this on the topics, but I'm glad I just remembered this because a couple days ago on Black Twitter, if you don't know what Black Twitter is, Google it. There was a huge discourse about like dudes getting their nails painted because this guy was like, y'all sitting here judging me getting my nails done, but chicks I talk to like it, all this shit. And all the dudes were like, oh man, it's home, it's gay, it's this, it's that. And obviously, I don't think it is because my sexuality isn't tied to paint on my fingers. I don't know what to tell people. Like, there's only one way to be gay as a man, and that's to like men. Like, that's it, bro. Like, that's it. So I could put on makeup, I could put on a dress. That don't mean I like men. Like, it's so simple, bro. But I guess it comes with insecurity. I guess because some people generally think that if you do that, and like as you can see, I got my nails painted. If you do that, you like men. If that's how they feel, that's crazy. That means your threshold is way lower. Like, you know what I mean? Like, a little paint on my nails don't mean shit. Like, you know, like that's crazy. And it is what it is. But men, don't be ashamed to take care of yourself. I honestly did not know that my nails and my toes getting done could be a source of confidence, but it is, man. Like, I love how it looks. I love how it makes me feel. Just because it's clean. Like, I look clean. I like being clean as is. I trim up. I do these things, even though I'm trying to fix this, grow the beard back. So I'm gonna look rough for a little bit. But, you know, like, that's why I shave my head every 2 days. It's like I care about my appearance, and this is an extension of that. I'm gonna keep doing it. And I'm gonna build up the confidence, which is coming soon, to do the whole hand. I think I might do that next, to be honest with you. Because who gives a, like, what are you gonna check me? I'm fucking. Another thing that happens when you're older, you stop caring about what people think, and that's another thing. A lot of people are still insecure because they might be mentally younger. There's a lot of people who are older who like, you know, have this old way of thinking, and they think it's all weird, and you know, you paint your nails, then you like men. Like, they're stuck in their ways. They can't evolve. And that's what it's all about. It's about evolving and like understanding yourself. And when you get older and you start realizing like all those like cares and worries and stuff, it goes out the window. Now, that goes back to me even doing solo date night. Like, I used to worry too much about what people think. I used to not be able to go to movie theaters by myself until Indiana Rome. He was like, yo, that's the best way to go. And I tried it one day. I was like, yo, that's just fire, bro. It's so, but it took me a while to get comfortable mentally with the optics of it. But now I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks. I'll go anywhere now, sit down by myself. I don't give a fuck. It is what it is. I'm learning to. Madam Web, last topic. I'm gonna go see it tomorrow. I'll let you guys know what I think next episode. My homegirl Shell went to the premiere last night in LA. She said she likes it. I asked her as soon as I saw that she went to the premiere, like, what'd you think? She's not a diehard comic books fan, but she said it was a solid movie. It's getting rated bombed right now, but I only think because it's Sony and everyone thinks it's bad. I mean, I went to the theaters to see Mobius, so I'm gonna go see Madam Web. I don't even know much about the character. I haven't seen a trailer. I'm actually gonna go and try to enjoy myself and not worry about all the Sony discourse and shit like that. I can't talk about Madam Web and not talk about Deadpool trailer. Super excited about Deadpool 3. I do notice that the things that they're going to do in Deadpool 3 is going to be very similar to She-Hulk, the series. And that got slammed mostly because of men hating women. And because I think She-Hulk was incredible. One of my first comic books was a She-Hulk comic book. So I've been a She-Hulk fan, Jennifer Walters fan my whole life. So they're going to have the same type. In the comic books, Deadpool and She-Hulk have the same type of sense of humor. So I think we're going to see a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but there's going to be a lot of contradictions. That's what I'm looking for. Responses to when Ryan Reynolds does it versus when the character who plays She-Hulk does it. So that's gonna be sad, but I'm excited for Deadpool. I think it's gonna be awesome, and Wolverine's gonna be awesome. The TVA's in it. That's gonna be awesome. I mean, you can't, they have a good thing going. It's the third movie for Deadpool, and it's the first time in the MCU. It's gonna be diffy. I'm super excited to see it. That's it. That's the episode. I gotta get out of here. Again, Tech Supreme here, rent free. Thank you for listening. If you are on YouTube and you're watching this, hit the subscribe button and hit that like button. It helps me grow, and that's what we're all about. I just now realized that my overlay on my screen for YouTube has both logos on it, the old logo and the new logo. So, hey, if I didn't notice it and I'm recording, I'm looking right at it, and maybe you won't. I don't know. But anyway, thank you for listening. Yeah, I'll see you next week or next time on Rent Free with me, Tech Supreme. Peace and good fucking night.
Rent free. Rent free. Rent free. Lives in your head rent free. Rent free. Rent free. Rent free. Lives in your head rent free.